Welcome to Ethereum Cat Headers Meeting 117. This is issue number 370 on Ethereum Cat Headers PM GitHub repository. So today we will get into the Ethereum network upgrades. We have some useful resources added with respect to upgrade where people can follow information. Other protocol development and research meeting. We will talk a little bit about events and fellowship. And then there would be general updates followed by new initiative, what we are planning to do here at Ethereum Cat Herders. Starting with the first item here, which is a network upgrade. So as we know that we are expecting DENCON upgrade, which is CanCon and DENUB upgrade. I have added here the specs for both EL and CL side. For that, we are having a DENCON inter-op testing call, which happens bi-weekly on Monday. From the last inter-op testing call, which was call number 30. Actually, for people to know, this is actually that extension of 4844 implementers call. So it's not that it is inter-op number 30. It's just that this is just the call number 30. So people are trying to have client integration testnet and trying to figure out where they are with respect to inter-op from both EL and CL side. I have added the link to the last meeting, and the next meeting is planned 2 weeks from now, but on Monday, a day before today. And I have also added 4844 readiness checklist that gives us a very good idea of where we are with respect to EIP 4844, because this upgrade is specifically focused on EIP 4844. We have released Ethereum Cat Headers update 55 yesterday that talks about all of the major progress during the time period when we were not sharing this information, but we know that we're very close to upgrade and there are a lot of information that needs to be handed out to the community. So I'm hoping to revive this again, and hopefully we'll try to have at least one newsletter coming out every month, if not two. So this newsletter includes the summary of the upgrade DevNet 9, which is supposed to be launched next week. I hope that we can find specs and everything else on the Cat Headers website. We'll talk about it in the next section. And I would highly recommend people to follow this newsletter. This will let people know about where we are with respect to Ethereum network upgrade. And it contains a few other information related to what Cat Herders have been doing and groups they have been supporting Ethereum Cat Herders for quite some time. The next one is changes included in the network upgrade. As I said, it is available on Cat Herders page. We'll get to know more about it in the next section. I have added here the DENCON EIP playlist and all the conversation that we had around DENCON testing, DENCON EIPs, or anything with respect to DENCON upgrade. Here on the agenda, people may follow that. For EIP 4788, we have released the video for PEEP just today, which is Beacon Block Root in the EVM, our discussion with Alex Stokes, author of the EIP. We are still in conversation with the team to have a chat on EIP 5656 mcopy memory copying instructions. I do not have a date for the recording, but hopefully we'll get a response from the authors team soon so we can have this EIP added. As people may know that there is another EIP 7495, which came up in the last consensus call. We may be expecting this proposal in DENCON upgrade, but there is no decision. It will depend upon clients' flexibility to accept this proposal, because it is apparently too late to include any proposal in the upgrade. We are already coming up with DevNet 9, so yeah, this is kind of late, but we'll get to know more in next all core dev execution meeting. I have added EOF implementers meeting number 22. Just for people to know, EOF is not expected with Dancon. We are hoping to get it with Prague update. The team has decided to provide a demonstration of where they are with respect to the bundle of EIPs for EVM. I'm hoping to have this presentation, maybe this or the next developers meeting. So please stay tuned to get more about what EIPs are coming up on EVM that we can expect with the Prague update. Next is events, fellowship, and hackathon. I haven't listed it here, but I'm also trying to work with Ethereum protocol developers, especially for women in the industry. And I'm hoping to connect with the female devs and have them a part of a women fellowship that we are trying to work on. So if there are female listening to this conversation interested to join the group, please reach out to me. Or there are a few others I can point out to the people. I hope to have more information added by the next meeting. And yeah, I think that is all. We already have talked about DevConnect. For DevConnect, there are multiple events being organized. Anyone from the team, if you are interested to have something set up for Ethereum cat headers, will be happy to support. I'm already in touch with some authors, EIP authors. I hope that we should be able to organize that an event, kind of like a session there. But I think it is too early to share more information on that. Let me get some more clarity and then I'll be able to share more info on it. That's all about it. Moving on to general updates and discussion. We have added ECH stats followed by the social media link where if you are not following us already, you can join and start following us. Be a part of the Ethereum cat headers community. The next one is ECH engineering. I know we have made quite a few changes on the website page, and I also see George on the call. George, if you would like to take a few minutes and talk about what changes we have done recently.
Yeah, sure. So the first change was updates to the Dencun page. There's even another PR that was made last night for further updates. There are just some small changes, including adding a new EIP that was included in the Dencun specs. The other update to the website was the surveys page, which I don't know was mentioned last meeting, but moved that over to completed and linked to the results. So.
Thank you for the update, George. So I'm assuming that, okay, I haven't merged the pull request. Let me take a look at the pull request and we'll be able to merge it. Hopefully by merging that, we would have the page up to date for Dencun.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. Next is ECH operations. So we have been posting YouTube shorts. Mostly those are the clips for the PEEP meetings that we have. You can find them under the community playlist. The next one here is splitting the ECH meeting video to create a general community update. I am not sure if we have got a chance to work a lot on that, but recently we started another thing of the project demo, and we can definitely be having a separate video for that. I don't know. I see Santosh on the call. Santosh, is it something that we would be hoping to get it done in future, or
in the future?
Yes. Yeah.
Project, yes, we will be doing it. I think for the past we had given it to someone else. We'll just double check on that if it has been done.
Sounds good. All right. That's all. The next one is ECH podcast. Let me quickly check. I don't see ZK on the call today. But if I remember correctly, we have published the last episode number 116 last Thursday on then contesting, hoping to publish episode 117 this week. There were a bunch of ideas shared by ZK for betterment of Ethereum cat herders, like how we can perhaps increase the reach of the content that we do. As I mentioned, I don't see ZK on the call, so I would hope to get a conversation with him, maybe this week sometime, and we'll be happy to share more information in the next meeting. EIPS Insight. In the month of September, we see 8 new drafts. There are 4 proposals moved to review. There are 5 proposals in last call and 3 moved into final status. So proposal in last call are EIP 223. No, that has already moved to the last call. I remember having a PR to move it to the final. There are other proposals. Proposal 5114 soulbound batch, EIP 7053 interoperable digital media indexing, 7329 ERC EIP repository split. I think the last call deadline was today. And the last one here is EIP 7401 parents governed NFT. So people, if you have any thoughts about any of the proposals listed for last call, please reach out to authors before the end of the deadline to suggest any changes. Once the proposal is moved to the final status, we may not be able to make changes. All right. For PEEP and EEP, we have next PEEP planned for Holsky testnet. So as people may know, Holsky is a public testnet which is going to replace Gorley over the period of time. Holsky is supposed to be one of the biggest testnet with the validator count almost the double size of the present mainnet. We would learn more about the testnet with the testnet team, hoping to have Paritosh explain how to join Holsky testnet and how it could be useful for people, dApp developers in future. So dApp developers, if you are having your projects on Gorley network, it would be a good idea to move it on Holsky over a period of time, because Gorley will not be supported by developer for a very long time. However, community people can continue to maintain it. So the developer support will end by the end of this year, I hope. Okay. So that's on PEEP and EEP. On meeting notes, we have notes added for execution meeting 169. I do not see notes around 117 for consensus meeting. We'll have to go back and check with the user who is documenting the notes. For EIP meeting 88, there were multiple decisions made. I am seeing the notes that has already been added, but just to summarize, we are changing the process of governance. There is a improvement added to EIP 5069, in which there is a guideline how editors will be managing the governance of Ethereum blockchain. This also includes do's and don'ts for EIP editors. So many times it gets to our attention that we don't know what to do, and we don't know how editors are making a decision. Proposal 5069 talks about mission what we do and what we don't. And it also explains how we are hoping to make decision. Like there are informal decision way, there are formal decision way. Most of them would be following a process, and this process will be kind of calling for input. And this can be found on EIP IP GitHub repository. So if you take a look at this point, there are multiple call for inputs open. Most of them are for like retaining the EIP editors, and the voting will be done async. This will be open for about a month, and after a month, with the consensus, people will be able to announce the result in the EIP meeting, and that's how we are making decisions. So it gives a lot of opportunity for general community to join us, to share what they think about certain things. However, the decision making, the input voting process is limited to editors when it comes to editors making decision. So please take a look at Ethereum Cat Herders EIP IP issue section, and you will find a bunch of information with respect to call for input there. That's on EIP IP meeting. We are continuing with our EIP editing office hour. The recording for meeting 24 is added, and the agenda for meeting 25 is out. If you're an author, you have a pull request on EIP's GitHub repository, you have questions, please join us. Drop a link to your pull request, and we'll be happy to take a look, have it online reviewed, and answer to all your questions. Thanks to Sam Wilson for taking out time to join this office hour, help out all the authors answering the questions. The next one is initiatives and new associations. Recently, we started ecosystem project demo, where we are inviting all projects, Ethereum ecosystem project, to share their information, share about their project with the community. And in this series, we are hoping to have a presentation, a little bit of question answer with the team. If people are interested, they can also share their question in advance. We will be hoping to have information shared about which project next. Please check out the playlist, and that will be available on Ethereum Cat Herders YouTube. The next initiative is Meet the Herders by Harish. I see Harish on the call today. Harish, if you would like to explain about this initiative.
Hey, thanks, Pooja. So we started an initiative called Meet the Herders, and this is going to be kind of like a video podcast and a Medium write-up. And in this series, the idea would be to interview all the members, past and present members of Ethereum Cat Herders, and get their insights into the community building aspect of Ethereum, and I guess to spread more idea of what work is done by ECH members. So that should give more visibility to anyone who's curious in the ecosystem. The goal is to have maybe around 8 to 10 members, and I've reached out to some of them already. Some I will do eventually. Maybe the target cadence we are looking at is maybe once every 2 weeks, we'll have an episode out. And currently I'm working on a couple of resources, like, something like a draft document, which an interviewee can take a look at it, so they know what the format of the interview would be. And I'm also working on some internal documents, which we can share internally to get an idea of, what we can ask to this individual who's going to come on, understand their experiences and things like that. So yeah, and hopefully, if everything goes well, we should look at October to have the first episode out. I am missing for a huge chunk of October, so I'm trying to get maybe 1 or 2 episodes ready before I head out. But those are the timelines I'm looking at. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Thanks.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Harish. I'm looking forward to follow those interviews. I know there have been like quite famous people who initiated this group and like be a part of this group. They have contributed and they help us stay where we are today. So yeah, looking forward to the interviews. Please go ahead, Santosh.
Also, right, should we also consider Twitter Space for this matter? Like, it might have a better audience, especially the folks who are following us in the Twitter.
I mean, yeah, it's a good idea. I can certainly take a look at it. I guess the main thing is just figuring out how we can schedule it. So it's nicer if you have like a, I guess, a bi-weekly thing at a particular time where people can join. I'll try to add Twitter into it as
Yeah,
well.
just a feedback. Yeah, this is.
Yep, thank you.
I mean, just a random thought here. By hearing both of you, we can perhaps, after the release of the interview on various media that we are thinking of, we can have a Twitter space in which we can talk about the release of that interview and then have some guests and let people ask more questions. That could be a good engagement way. But
Yeah,
we can.
totally.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it'd be also nice to gather maybe questions from the community if they have something for a guest we are about to bring on. But I'm just ironing out some of the things which we can do. Maybe if we have some momentum, that would be great. But I'm just getting a couple of episodes out first. Might be a good thing to do.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you. Next initiative mentioned here is a video series on how to run a full node. ZK had something going on, so he could not join the meeting today. We hope to have him join the next one. Then we will learn more about where we are on this initiative. I will have a chat with Santosh later on today to discuss about the Twitter engagement. And yes, if people have any new ideas for community engagement, you can share it here or maybe let us know on the Discord or reach any of the cat herders to share your ideas. We hope to get into it, whatever community wants. Yeah.
Just one thought, if I may. So since Denkun upgrade is happening to be launched next week, right? Should we kind of do a Q&A and stream it in the YouTube and invite people, like any core people who worked on Denkun, to take any community questions or any developers, stakers, any questions over the community they have, right? Should we consider that? I know it's a short notice, but we can still plan it maybe for this Friday.
Okay, a bit of correction here. Denkun DevNet 9 is going to be launched next week. The mainnet upgrade is expected somewhere by the end of this year or maybe early next year. The date is not announced, but I like the idea. And I think I and George was having this conversation on website meeting about having the Q&A thing done, but with some reward and hoping to get L2E, learn to earn thing back. I don't know. What do you think, George? This is something that we can do maybe by next month or so?
The learn to earn stuff, yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
It's just spinning it back up in terms of hosting it, and then the majority of the work is just getting the images for the NFTs that would go for as like the rewards. So
okay, that sounds good. But Santosh, coming back to your original idea of inviting the devs to maybe answer some question, I think that's a good one. We can perhaps have it close to the upgrade, like a community question answer session kind of thing. I know foundation team works on something similar when it is close to the network upgrade, but we can definitely chat a little bit more about it. a good suggestion. Thank you for that. All right, the next one here is meeting notes, which I think is up now. Yeah, we just need to update the README file and I can merge the notes. That should be good. Anything else anyone would like to add here? I know we are working on this ecosystem project demo. I would invite all projects. Like it can be a DApp, it can be a staking project, it can be an analysis tool or anything. If you have a project in Ethereum ecosystem, you are welcome to give a demo. You can use this opportunity to let more people know about your project. Please reach out to us on Ethereum Cat Herders Discord, or you can always drop a link of your DApp, your website, your project on the agenda, like the comment to the agenda for the next meeting. We will be happy to have you here and learn more about your project. So I think that is all based on the agenda. I hope to see everyone in 2 weeks. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks, Varun, Pooja.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Pooja.
Thank you.